One, two, one, two, three, four.
Hi everyone, I'm Joe Dagger of Business 901. I'd like to welcome you to the presentation today on the cascading effects of lean in your marketing. It's just not about how effective and efficient you can make marketing by applying lean to it. It's also how effective and efficient you can make the rest of the organization when lean is part of your marketing strategy. But let me start out by just talking about how I think about lean. Okay, I'll take just a few minutes here to go through the process so you can capture how I'm thinking, really apply some context to the rest of the presentation I give you. Then we're all lean people here, okay? So we talk about PDCA, the Kaizen spirit, the 8-step problem-solving process, all these things from Stewart and Deming, and Toyota. We understand all that. Ono came along and he talked about without a standard, okay, you cannot improve. So, like I always say, in essence, that's how standard work developed. You know, innovation is kind of the buzzword these days, design thinking, and that's where the Explore, Do, Check, Act come in. I learned that from a guru, Graham Hill, that was an interim CRM person at Toyota, okay, in Europe, and he taught me that. But that's, you know, kind of that Eric Ries, that lean startup, that build, measure, learn type thinking, okay? It's a little different than that. This is how I think, okay? I think very systematically, and I think in these three terms. I struggled a little bit, okay, of getting started with these, especially in sales and marketing, because they weren't used to this type of thinking. Okay, they were thinking of lean in manufacturing or the lean startup with the Eric Ries and the build, measure, learn. So really, what I came up is, how do I get started? And when I looked at that, I noticed that how Hoshin got started. KO, okay, he actually promoted CAP Do, or Check, Act, Plan, Do. And in further research, Brian Joyner, Peter Schultes, you know, a few stage mates of Deming used CAP Do starting out their processes, along with Terninko, who did that in QFD work. So the process has been around a long time, just not really popularized too much. You would take a look at Alan Ward's Lambda cycle and John Boyd's OODA loop. I think you would see the direct comparison of how CAP Do applies in a very similar way. I call it the reflection cycle. That's how my lean thinking has evolved. I look at reflection, then I look at standardization, continuous improvement, and innovation or exploration. And I balance between those four. In a bigger picture, I look at them a little differently. I look at tools, okay? I look at them as tools. Problem solving, development, design. Okay, I look at them as structure, as creating workflow, as a way to migrate between one to the other in a natural progression. I look at them as patterns of behavior, the way we practice to achieve specific goals in an efficient manner. So it's kind of this macro type thinking that I use with all the cycles. In an existing company, you can see, you know, we're going to have a lot of standard work, right? We're going to have standard work involved. Then we're going to select a few things to improve or regain a standard, and we use PDCA for that. Okay, if we want to try something new, that's the exploration of it. In essence, you know, PDC is at the heart of it. You're going to have a certain amount in an existing company, probably a little more standardization, of course. In a startup, we look at it a little differently. We need to confirm our intentions first with CAP Do, then we explore ideas, and then as these ideas come to fruition, all right, we'll test them with learning launches, okay, to validate them. And then what works, we standardize. From that standpoint, we explore an idea, scale what works. When I look at it in a marketing context, as a marketing experiment, okay, again, very much the same way. So very similar to the way we do it in lean product development also. You know, first, again, we'll confirm our intentions. We'll wrap around the story of what we're going to do. And then we're going to determine the use of existing standard work that we have to carry out the experiment. What are we not going to try to change? Then we're going to take a few things and we are going to change them. We are going to try to change them with a couple learning learning launches, let's say. And then we're going to explore new ideas. So what we want to ask when we're doing an experiment, very much a similar question to what you may see in a lean product development field, is what do we got left to learn? And what we bring, what sales and marketing bring to the rest of the organization is the ability to explore. And explore at Gimba, at your customer's point of use. And I think that is the most important part. Thank you.